Here it is, we go again. I don't know why my shirt is hanging so funkily on my chest. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went, I don't like the look of the shirt. I might well have to change it. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is, we go again. Here I am again. Hope you're there with me. The session commences, your company required. That thing that happens twice a day are happening exactly right now. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Mandekano is another Savior. Gonna sing along, holy, 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 Mandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right and moving faster. Yeah, for freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo.
And there it is. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to play that song again, just to buy myself a bit of time. So Holy Holy one more time.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the Megojuku is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the Megojuku is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the Megojuku is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. Join sing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 holy.
Okay, that's enough of that. So that is enough of that. Holy, 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 holy. As guys, I bring you this. So I'm just going to get straight into the reading of it. So I'll just read straight without having another intermission. Placeholder. APC National Chairman speaks on disqualifying Tinubu. So APC National Chairman of the AP National Chairman, rather, of course, Abdullahi Adamu. So placeholder, that is the placeholder scandal. APC National Chairman speaks on disqualifying Tinubu. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has submitted that those calling for the disqualification of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the party let's do that again. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has submitted that those calling for the disqualification of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the party's presidential candidate are simply being mischievous. Senator Adamu maintains that Tinubu emerged from a properly conducted party primary election and no step taken by the APC falls outside of the provisions of the law. Hence, there is absolutely no basis to justify calls for Tinubu to be disqualified. Correspondents report he made the submission on Sunday during his interview on Arise Television. He spoke against the backdrop of the court case. He spoke against the backdrop of the court case instituted by the People's Democratic Party (PDP), calling for the disqualification of Tinubu over the replacement of his running mate after initially submitting a name of a placeholder to hold the space. It will be recalled that in the bid to stop the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu and Labour Party LP candidate Peter Obi from selecting Kashim Shettima and Dati Baba Ahmed as their running mates, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) filed a lawsuit against the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The PDP asked the court to rule that Tinubu and Obi cannot run for office unless they do so with their respective former running mates, Kabiru Masari and Doyin Okukwe, respectively. In the originating summons with suit number blah blah, the PDP is seeking an order barring the Independent National Electoral Commission from replacing the running mates of Tinubu and Obi. The first to seventh respondents in the case are INEC APC Tinubu Masari, Labour Party Obi, and Okupe. However, Adamu, in his reaction on Sunday, said the case is a futile attempt to stop the party as the APC operated fully within the provisions of the electoral law guiding such activities. He added that as the matter is already in court, he wouldn't want to speak too much in order to avoid sub judice. In his words, the laws of this land are absolutely clear. No matter how mischievous any of us want to be, there is the law. As far as the APC is concerned, we had a convention where a candidate was chosen for an election. Within the legal space available to us, and to give us room to assess the candidates that will be desirous of our running mate or vice presidential candidate, we had to submit a name that would hold the position for our nomination. The laws of INEC do allow for this. If it doesn't, we wouldn't contemplate this. It is within the confines and dictates of our electoral laws in this country. It is not something to lose sleep over. We now have a running mate that we have submitted to INEC. Simple. If you say the PDP has gone to court, let the court decide on the case. It is sub judice. Anyway, for your information, I am a lawyer by calling. Once a case is in court, it is sub judice. I don't want to comment on it, and I won't do it beyond what I have just told you now. So there he is right there. We say a lot of things about Abdullahi Adamu, a lot of them negative, and a lot of them I will agree. But the two things that I would differ with you on is that the man, if you say the man is not articulate, I would differ on you on that. And if you say the man doesn't have a sharp brain, I would differ on you on that as well. The man has a sharp brain and he has the gift of articulation. Nobody will beat him down. Certainly not. I've not yet seen the person that will beat Abdullahi Adamu down. But there it is right there. But he's still holding court in that interview with Arise. Muslim ticket, APC picked best victory combination, national chairman. All Progressives Congress National Chairman Senator Abdullahi Adamu has defended his party's choice of a Muslim ticket for the presidential election holding in 2023. Speaking in an interview with Arise TV, Adamu said the party picked the best combination of aspirants that will win the election. He said, "Ordinarily, I respect the view of people and the politics of people. I cannot for any reason tell you that I don't care what anybody feels. I do care. But this is Nigeria for you and me. We are inhabited by Christians and Muslims, and we are involved in multi-party politics in Nigeria, and every part in its own value judgment would place on the platform the candidates they feel best can win election. It is as simple as that. This is politics. Whether you are Muslim or Christian, you know that God himself does not act in vain. The Bible says it, the Quran says it, and our Hadith says so. Our position regarding what you are talking about cannot be any different. We are human beings, and we do things to the limit of our understanding and wishes, and try to work to get the desired destination with the combination of aspirants that we have. When asked if the party's decision to settle for a Muslim ticket was because it found no Christian competent enough to be on its presidential ticket, Adamu said, "I respect the views of my Christian brothers and sisters, no doubt about that. I'll be extremely insensitive not to be accommodating on that. But the fact of the matter is that we have a platform called the APC, and when the APC speaks, mine is to lay it along the direction. I will never say that Christian votes don't matter. That will be the last thing I will say in my life in politics." Asked if non-Christians will be pleased with the party's ticket, Adamu said. The fact of the matter is, in anything you do in this world, somebody wins, somebody loses. On if he will step down from his position when APC wins the 2023 presidential election, so as to prevent the party from having a Muslim coloration, Adamu said it will be decided after the election. He said, I do not count my chickens before they are hatched. Um, Wait for 2023, wait for the outcome of the election, and you will see the fair person in me and in our party. On commenting on the placeholder, also commenting on the placeholder controversy trailing his party, Adamu stressed it was done within the confines of the electoral laws. So I think we've read that bit already. Uh, on if he's aware of plans of on if he's aware of plans by 192 APC lawmakers to defect from the party as claimed by former Secretary to the government Babachir Lawal, Adamu said, for what reason? As the national chairman of our great party, it is not my place to lead by speculation. I am aware Babachir has made known his dislike for the Muslim ticket, but I am not aware that 192 lawmakers are leaving the APC for whichever party. Speaking on plans to retain power, he said, what we have to do is take a look at what Nigerians are saying and what they are going through and see the best way we can get them out of any situation that is not conducive for life. We'll continue to do this. We will continue processing the act of governance. As for the strategy we will adopt to win the election, you don't expect me to come on this program and disclose that. You don't expect me to come on this program and disclose that. No party lays its plans bare. Even in the most civilized and advanced democracies, you don't see that kind of stuff. On if it's threatened by the People's Democratic Party and Labour Party, Adamu responded by saying, honestly, I have never underestimated the capacity of my opponent. I will not do so now. This is not my first time as the chairman of a party. I had been secretary and chairman of a party for years, though it was at the state level. I have faced elections, won elections, and lost some. I have no reason whatsoever to doubt my opponents. The gentleman who is the chairman of the PDP is a good friend of mine. We've known each other even before we got these positions. Peter Obi, I knew when he was governor of Anambra State. I visited him when I was governor or minister. These are people that mean well for their outburst as far as I am concerned. They are well grounded. I don't have any doubt about that. So I have no reason whatsoever to underestimate their ability to lead their party to victory. But I am telling you that we are better organized. We have a higher number of followers. We have a register of members of our party, and we can tell you and you can verify it. These other parties don't have. These other parties don't quite have, that should say. We, as of this moment that I'm talking to you, have 22 states, and I don't have a reason to believe we will lose. I am not being overconfident. Even if you take away the one you said we lost, your simple arithmetics will tell you what is left for us, and that will take us into the election. I don't contemplate any situation that will make us lose the election in 2023, but that is not to say we won't have to work for it. We are working for our victory, and by the grace of God, victory will be ours in 2023. So victory will be ours in 2023. When asked if there are plans to woo Governor Yemsin Wike of Rivers State to dump PDP for APC, Adamu said, in as much as I read the story in the national dailies, the governors you are talking about, did not discuss the mission with me, nor have they discussed the outcome of the mission with me. I, therefore, cannot comment on it. So there it is, right there. A long, full, and involved, uh, a long, full, and involved interview by Adamu, touching on all issues pertaining to his party. So another person touching on issues pertaining to, would you say, the dwindling fortunes of his party. Peter Obi sent message to Obedient after Labour Party poor outing in Osun State. So now we acknowledge that it was a poor outing. A lot of people have tried to rebrand it, but let's hear from the man at the epicenter of it all. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP for the 2023 elections, has sent a message to his supporters following the dismal performance of his party's candidate, Lasun Suleiman Yusuf, in Saturday's Osun governorship election. Obi sent the message to his supporters, popularly known as Obedient, in his congratulatory message to the winner of the election, Senator Ademola Adeleke. Obi, who also congratulated the candidate of the LP, Lasun Suleiman Yusuf, and running mate Adeola Adekunle Atonda for a hard-fought battle and their spirit of resolve and sportsmanship despite the outcome. The presidential candidate, however, said the outcome of the election cannot be used to gauge the growing. The presidential candidate, however, said so this is the pertinent bit now. The presidential candidate, however, said the outcome of the presidential candidate, however, said the outcome of the election cannot be used to gauge the growing strength of Labour Party. Obi added that whilst within a short period of only a few weeks, the Labour Party has made its presence and political impact felt nationally, the Obedient must strengthen collective resolve, not relent in our noble march to take back our country. Much work remains to be done. Hence, we must focus the totality of our efforts now on the forthcoming 2023 general elections. In the fullness of time, our message of rescue and recovery will resonate throughout the length and breadth of the nation, and most Nigerian electorate will buy into our mission to take back Nigeria for the purpose of rescuing it from continued decline. Shift the national psyche from consumption to production, and from sharing dwindling resources to creating wealth, and frontally combating poverty, Peter Obi said. The full statement of Peter Obi's message reads, so let me see, okay, it's not that long, so let me just read it. The full statement by Peter Obi reads, I extend my warmest personal congratulations to Senator Ademola Adeleke on winning the Osun State gubernatorial elections. I also congratulate the candidate of our Labour Party, retired Honorable Lasun Suleiman Yusuf, and his running mate Adeola Adekunle Atonda for a hard-fought battle and their spirit of resolve and sportsmanship despite the outcome. To our Obedient Movement family and our supporters nationwide, the outcome of this particular election is not a verdict on our exponential. To our Obedient Movement family and our supporters nationwide, the outcome of this particular election is not a verdict on our exponentially growing strength nationwide, especially when viewed against the fact that we are barely 1 month old in the party and we had to contend with forces that have been entrenched in the state for the last 2 decades. However, within this short period of only a few weeks, the Labour Party has made its presence and political impact felt nationally. We must strengthen our collective resolve, not relent in our noble march to take our country back. Much work remains to be done. Hence, we must focus the totality of our efforts now on the forthcoming 2023 general elections. In the fullness of time, our message of rescue and recovery will resonate throughout the length and breadth of the nation, and most Nigerian electorates will buy into our mission to take back Nigeria for the purpose of rescuing it from continued decline, shift the national psyche from consumption to production, and from sharing dwindling resources to creating wealth and frontally combating poverty. So pretty much a repetition of what I've just read. So finally to this now the last readout. I will give Buhari's government a pass mark. APC National Chairman Abdullahi Adamu. So there it is right there. I wonder if we would have been able to say he will give them a fill. National Chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has said that he will give President Muhammad Buhari's government a pass mark, expressing hope of APC retaining power in the 2023 presidential election. In an interview with Arise TV, Adamu insisted that the security challenges in the country did not start with the APC administration. He said, "There is no denying the fact that we face very serious security problems. There is no doubt about that. But if we are to be fair, the security challenges we are facing did not start with the administration of the APC. I will give him a pass mark. I repeat, I will give him a pass or credit. A pass or credit." So that's and he's an academic, by the way, not an illiterate. So saying a pass or a credit, that tells you that you'll score him 50% or 45%, because a pass, I think, traditionally starts from 45%, and the credit goes to about 60, so thereabouts. So there it is, and here they are. DOG, I see you. Thomas, I see you. Adanle Koko, I see you. And Baba Kure, I see you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. So let me kick it off with Adanle Koko, if he's ready. Adanle Koko, are you ready to go? Or do you want me to start with someone else?
You can start with somebody.
Oh, all right, brilliant. Okay, let me go to DOG then. DOG, are you ready to go? We don't have DOG. Baba Akure, are you ready to go? We don't have Baba Akure. Thomas, are you ready to go? All right.
All right, let me go one man. What's wrong with everybody?
No, I think DOG is ready. So DOG, if you are ready. Okay, let me go with DOG. I think you may well be having a meal. So good to have you, DOG. Why is that such a heavy echo? Are you in a tunnel or something? Are you?
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you on the tube or something?
Yeah, I'm on the tube.
And you have reception on the tubes now?
Yeah.
My goodness me.
I'm special, man.
Are you not constituting a nuisance to the people around you with the noise?
No, I'm actually using earpiece.
Oh, all right, brilliant. So let's get to it then. Peter Obi's message to his followers, saying that he's only new to the party, and excusing the poor showings in Osun State. So I think if you have ever wondered if Peter Obi is a politician, this is him being a politician right here. Because if they had recorded any success in that Osun State, nobody would have had sleep in Nigeria. The noise. But it was a categorical failure. But they say, no, I'm new. So what are you then making of this excuse? This is, by the way, the first test of his popularity in real politics, and it's a total, categorical, embarrassing failure.
It is, yeah. I was surprised because when I learned he went to Osun, I was thinking at least that should play a part in what even though I was not expecting it, to really get much of the vote, but not 2,000, because I was listening yesterday afternoon. I think you guys said they got 2,000 or something.
Yeah, 2,700.
Yeah, which is, to me, is ridiculous. Even if it didn't go to Osun State, honestly, one man, with the shout of Peter Obi that we've been hearing, I would expect them, even in the Southwest, to get close to 40,000 by now. if the youths are really in the Southwest are really for Peter Obi. So this just says a lot. But if you say it, the obedience will come at you. And to me, the annoying part now is as a president, how do you even want to rule a country when you don't even have anybody in the House of Assembly, you don't have anybody in the Parliament, you don't have anybody anywhere, no governor. So how do you, as one man from a party, as president, believe you will be successful with the corruption in Nigeria? So obviously, you will carry the corrupt people on board with you. So how do you want to succeed? You can never succeed. So that's why I don't see this Peter Obi going anywhere, even come 2023. The election, I think it should just be something like we had.
Do you think if Peter Obi had not
Yeah.
gone, do you think if Peter Obi had not gone to campaign for that Lasson guy, do you think he would have still scored roughly the 2,700 that he scored?
No.
Okay.
Because I think obviously with the way people, at least they got like probably extra 500 more. Because they came around and a lot of people, that's why a lot of people, even online, oh, clamor, obedient, obedient. And I've said it before on the show. Come the election, you will see some of those people, 30% of the people shouting obedient now will even go for another party. Because a lot of things will take turn and people will change their decision on who they cast their vote for. So, and I think him going to OSUN just makes some people feel, okay, oh, let's go with Labour. I'm for Labour, it's Peter Obi. It's still fresh, but come the 2023 election of presidency, I still see a lot of obedience voting for other parties and not Labour Party. And I think Peter Obi saying what he has said now is just, I think he's stupid. He shouldn't have delivered the message in that manner. It just shows us like you don't know what you are doing.
All right. I think DOG is going through some tunnel or something. It's just dipped out somewhat. But let me go to Babakure then as DOG tries to make his way back. So Babakure, let me come to you. There are clauses for Tinubu and Peter Obi to be disqualified for reasons of substituting their running mates. So this has to be a black and white thing. If the INEC rules allow for it, then really there's no reason to call for the suspension. But if the INEC rules doesn't allow for it, then really it should not really be allowed. But PDP are in court now, asking for the disqualification of both Peter Obi and Tinubu for reasons of using placeholder and then substituting their running mates. So they are asking that INEC either compel them to revert to their original running mates or disqualify them. What are you making of this rather spurious lawsuit by the PDP, Babakure?
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are. When they first selected, I would say shift make vice president. I think based on what I made to understand at that time was that the new electoral law allowed that. And that is what I've been flying on internet, on TV stations. But now hearing this now is another thing that is surprising me. That okay, well they cannot, they should be disqualified because of that. It is a surprise, and if that is the case, I think they should be disqualified or let them go back to the person that they selected initially. That is my take on that. If truly, because I didn't really read that electoral law, but if that is what the law say, I think it is high time we get it right. Let's be straightforward and let's conduct the election in a truthful manner. Because if they start doing this, so it means that any candidate who is going to be the president of Nigeria is not going to be legitimate, and they will still have a lot of problems when that time comes, because there will be a lot of issue going to court back and forth. If any of them win, either Peter Obi or Asiwaju Tinubu. But I think PDP that is swing somebody also. I think they had somebody in their as the running mate at that time, apart from Okowa, but I couldn't remember the name of the person that they selected.
No. I think I don't think they ever had a placeholder. No, I'm not sure that they did.
Okay, so in that case, if that is the case, I think they are justified, but is any court going to do that? I don't think court will do that, because based on what is going on right now in Nigeria, I don't think any court will really want to do that. So if they do that, if they disqualify, so it means PDP is going to be the president. Atiku is going to be the president of Nigeria, because we don't have to go for election then.
Can you imagine if they did, Baba Korea?
Well, so it means that Atiku is going to be the president of Nigeria unopposed, because all these small party. Let me talk like Tinubu now. All these small parties, they have no say. In fact, it will be landslide. He is going to win the whole Nigeria, take the whole states. So but I don't think they are going to do that. They will not do that.
It'll be Atiku versus Showore.
Showore and who's there? Abiola. What's the name of this Abiola's son? Kola Abiola?
Yes, we've even forgotten him in the conversations.
So he's going to be the party that run against Atiku and ANC. So I don't really think they are going to do that. The worst they will do is for them to pick up revert back to the original vice. That is my take on that.
All right, brilliant. So Babakure, let me take you to the space then. It's still Adamu. He's now concluded that Buhari gets a pass mark based on the totality of how he has administered the country. Even somebody as prejudiced as him would do. What mark would you award Buhari? A fair and balanced mark, though, and the reasons why. What marks would you have award Buhari?
Woman, I'm very sorry. I don't think I can award Buhari any mark, because
F9 parallel.
Parallel completely.
0%.
No. Professor Ajani Koko, to be honest, I am not shying away from the fact that I supported Buhari in 2015, believing that he is going to do better. So I'm not harsh on him. I'm just talking about how I feel, the reality of what is going on, and I cannot shy away from it. I cannot say I did supported him in 2015. So since he did not perform, and it even revert Nigeria back to 100 years ago, because it was even better than 100 years ago. Is even better than what we are going through right now. Are you talking about road? Are you talking about security? Are you talking about electricity? Are you talking about even ordinary food? So I can't give him any pass mark. You know, Adamu want to be politically correct. He want to be nice because they are of the same party. So they are not going to talk bad against their government. They know themselves that things are not working. But to tell the truth, it is very bad. Even my brother Adeshina, he will not tell. Sorry, he will not tell the truth, because he is part of those that are benefiting from this crazy government. So I cannot give him any pass mark. It's 0 over 100. Woefully.
Okay, let's actually go through some of the key performance indicators. So on security, considering what he met and how it is now,
0.
How would you? And on the economy, considering what he met and
0.
What it is now.
If there is anything, if there is anything that can put minus, you know, when you When you measure temperature, right, you will see minus 0, minus, minus, right? If we even want to go to that, I will even say minus 100 in all those tools that I just mentioned.
Oh,
It is
oh,
very
oh,
barbaric.
all right. And finally, on the ethnic diversity of the
Oh,
country,
that is even making it worse.
it's just I don't think anybody can query that. It's just useless. He has destroyed that country. It's just sum it up in one way. He has destroyed that country.
We discussed on this matter yesterday. Nigeria has never been divided like this. We're talking about 1993. And some people are using 1993 to judge what is going on right now. They must be crazy. I'm not a kid in 1993. I voted, lie down behind people. Then you want to compare that to 2023, 30 years ago. So I said yesterday, it is not issue. Most people are not angry because Tinubu shoots
A
Muslim as
Muslim,
enemy.
yeah.
But the backlash that will come based on the way Buhari already architect the country, that is the problem. It's not that all people, we don't want Christian, we don't want Muslim, but the way Buhari already perfected everything, that is what making people afraid. And to cap it up, Shetima, of all people, who according to information, who said that he know Boko Haram. So boy, no, we are in war chance, man. so that is the problem. That is the problem. Nigeria never divided as this. Buhari just make everything perfect. Were you talking about security architect of Nigeria? Who are those? Who are those holding the highest power there? Muslim and northern part of Nigeria, particularly Fulanis. You're talking of police force. You're talking of army. You're talking of civil defense force. You're talking of immigration. You're talking about NDLA. Name them. So then you want to tell people now that it's not something that we should concern about. I know we should concern about it. So in fact, that one is even minus 1,000. If that is issue of ethnic something, it is minus 1,000. I cannot shy away from it. I'm not too harsh on Buhari, and I will still maintain my point. I was one of those that supported him in 2015. 2018, I said, okay, well, if it is every 4 years, we have to change our leader to make the country better, then we have to change this. Then I supported Chogore. But what they do? They rig themselves in. So then you want him it is he's doing nice because I supported him in 2015, I should be saying nice thing about him. Since he did not perform like the way I was expected, I give him that mark. I'm not harsh. It's just the reality of what is going on.
Baba Akure, on that ethnic diversity, it goes deeper than you think. Not just the destruction that Buhari has done to that space, but also because of the politically correct manner that Nigeria wants to run. Rather than let people grow at their own pace, wanting everybody to be at the same spot, even though we're not, by virtue of how we are at the same spot. So rather than let people advance at their own speed and let people play to their own strength, wanting to have a unified country, it has really regressed that country. And why am I saying all this? I want to share this screen with you, Baba Akure, so I hope you can see it. So this is something that I came across. So this is RIP English. Reactions trail core members Facebook post. So reactions trail core members Facebook post. So who is the core member? Sadiq Abubakar Lawan. So it's certainly not from Anambra, that much we can say. Sadiq Abubakar Lawan. And this is what he has done that alarms people. A core member's blunder field Facebook post. A core member's blunder field Facebook post has elicited reactions from online users. The NYSC member, so an NYSC member, of course, as you know, Baba Akure is a graduate from a tertiary institution in Nigeria. The NYSC member, Sadiq Lawan, Sadiq Abubakar Lawan, on Monday, July the 18th, shared a photo of himself with a female colleague and wrote, "We thanks God for being us alive." So that is a graduate. So this is that quota system, isn't it? And is that diversity? We thanks God for being us alive.
So what you write there is that we thank God for being alive.
For being alive.
Yeah.
Is that the most complex sentence in English? Is there any? Do you know an 11-year-old child that cannot say that? We
Well,
thanks God for being us alive. Reacting to the post, Facebook users questioned how he managed to graduate from a higher institution. This one no pass through school. Now school pass through I no blame am. I blame the teachers where they use Hausa teach them for school. Imagine graduate. Omo Oga na master wrote. So you can imagine the reaction. But now this guy now, by virtue of being Sadiq Abubakar Lawan, he will very quickly after his NYSC go and be the DG of the Nigerian Minting Press. Very quickly become a commissioner and then a minister and then a governor. We thanks God for being us alive. And that is the problem right there.
Well, thank you very much, one man. You see, that is why Nigeria is in the state that that it is right now. Because those people that they put in high places, they don't even have what they like this one, like this man wrote, right? That school, this man they passed through the school, it is school. I know. I think he said school he didn't pass through the school, but school passed through him, or school passed through him, and they passed through the school, something like that. Most of them, they don't even know what they are doing. Are we talking about finance minister? What does he know? Name them. That is because you want to you believe that, okay, well, you want to be safe, and then you put all your kingsmen, you put them in high position, which is supposed to distribute between all the regions in Nigeria. You give Igbo their own share, you give Yoruba their own share, you give Nupe their own share, you give Efik their own share. That is how Nigeria will move forward, because they will combine brain together. But if you think that, okay, well, it is only northern part of Nigeria that they have brain and they can do, I think maybe you have to attend to Alexander before you run away again.
Yes, Alexander.
No. Carry on, guys.
We thanks God for being alive. Baba Akure has yielded the space to you, but there's something they call Spanglish. When the Spaniards tries to speak English, but with a very heavy Spanish undertone, they call it Spanglish. So is this Hausa Glish? We thanks God for being alive.
I sent you on your WhatsApp a letter that Professor. Before I go on, let me pardon my manners. Good morning, everybody on the platform today. I sent you a message on your WhatsApp page. Akin to what you're reading now right now. Did you ever see it? Did you ever read it?
How long ago was that?
About 3-4 days ago, about a professor.
Yes. I saw it. Yes.
So it's just indicative of our standard of education as it stands today. I had a personal experience with a staff of mine in my office about 2 years ago, and this is on my Facebook page, where I was multitasking, and I had to multiply 3 by 4, and I had a lot of paperwork in front of me. I had this college graduate guy in front of me, and I said, Justin, 3 multiplied by 4, please. He said, "Oh, well, I'm not good at math. Let me get my calculator." And this is a college graduate from Nigeria. So our standard of education is not what it used to be. It declined in the early 80s, and it's gotten progressively worse. So I'm not surprised you're reading that out. It's a lot of our college graduates these days can't even write letters, application letters to get a job. So what are we talking about? That's just the sad turn of events in the education system in Nigeria, unfortunately.
But Alexander, is there any excuse in this though? Because I'm not sure that English can get more base than that. How much more basic do you want English to be? You
Well,
can't even say
well,
we can't
I think
vote
you've
for being
addressed
alive.
it.
What
I
is the
think you've addressed.
complexity?
I think you've addressed it. It's the quarter system in the north, isn't it? So the education standard in the north is really low. Um, you sit what's that thing you sit for before you jam to get into a university in the north by a northerner. If you get a mark of 50, you can get into college in the north of Nigeria. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. If you in the north, if you have 25%, you might probably get a B. You know, that's how low the standard of education is in the north. So I'm not surprised. It's not ruffling me at all. I know what it is right now to be a college graduate from Nigeria. I meet them every day. They come to my office every day, and they simply can't express themselves. It wasn't my days where with a college degree you go into London and you get a job automatically, you know. But you see, in England, what happened was when it started getting into the early 80s, our education standards started declining. What the English people did at the time was you go for an exam, they test you to see whether you could defend the paper, your qualification, your degree that you say you have. But I'm talking late 70s, early 80s. Now they don't even want to look at it because it's not what the paper is written on, unfortunately. That's the country we are in. I mean, we can't deny the fact. It's
It's a real travesty, though. I mean,
yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame. The country that was so great in everything has become a shamble of its old self. It's sad. It's very sad. Sad.
And to Abdullahi Adamu awarding Malam Buhari a pass to a credit for his administration of Nigeria for the last 8 years. So, how would you score him in a fair and balanced score, both
Five,
on
five,
economy, security, and diversity? So, score him individually on those: economy, security, and diversity.
5% all around. You know, it's the worst president we've ever had. Um, that man can't read and write very well. You know, he can't read and write very well. He shouldn't be. He's the most popular politician in the north of Nigeria. Yes, we acknowledge that. He's been a prime a military head of state. Yes, true. But that guy can't read or write. His level of education is less than O level. So I think our father said it right. Obasanjo, you shouldn't expect more than what he has given because he just unfortunately doesn't have the capacity to give more than you can't give what you don't have. Essentially, that was what Obasanjo was saying. You can't give what you don't have. I had a brother-in-law that served under Obasanjo, and that man is a world-renowned physician. That's my sister's husband, and he served as a minister under Obasanjo. And he'll tell you that when you brief Obasanjo or you submit paperwork to him, and they have executive meeting the next day, you'll be amazed the kind of information that Obasanjo has been able to extract from what you presented to him and ask pertinent question relating to your writer. He was a brilliant man. Obasanjo is a brilliant man. These are the kind of people we need in Nigeria, and essentially deep tribalized too. I heard Saki father say that Obasanjo hired a lot of evil people when he was president of Nigeria. Yeah, and you rightly said that, yeah, because they're some of the most talented people in Nigeria. So he had the best people working for him, and at the apex. We had a president who can relate to everything you tell him. This guy over there now, this Nikon Pope that you have over there now, I don't think he can write a letter to save his father's life. So that's it. It's the worst president we've ever had,
How did
unfortunately.
we actually end up with a president like that? Because we have to pause to reflect, Alexander. Sometimes, how did that actually happen?
It
It's a real thing of all of the
it's
possibilities.
easy to answer that question because he's the most popular politician in Nigeria, in the north of Nigeria, and that's where the votes are. Um, Yesterday, I was following your platform, and the total electoral count in Osun State was less than how many, a million or something like that.
Yeah, vastly less than a million. Yes.
Okay, and you're talking about Kano with 1.8, 1.9 million. That's what the numbers are. So if you have a popular politician from the north and he's fairly popular in the south, southwest, essentially he'll become the president of Nigeria. The reason why I am writing off Atiku, if not for Peter Obi's breakaway from PDP to go join the Labour Party, Atiku would have been the overall favorite to be president of Nigeria because he's he's a northerner that will support him and he's beloved in the southwest of Nigeria and he'll get the votes. Can he defeat Tinubu in the southwest of Nigeria? No, but he will get the prerequisitional numbers that he needs in the southwest to become president of Nigeria. The reason why he won't be president of Nigeria, in my estimation, especially if he loses South, according to the political master on the platform, Ajay Koko, if he doesn't get the South, I don't see him winning the presidency. But so it's all about popularity. It's all about the personality. That's all it is. That's why he became president of Nigeria. Well, he's the least qualified president we've ever had in Nigeria. And that's why our country is where it is today. Like I said yesterday, I am looking forward to, God spare my life, to an Atiku Soludo presidency, where we would have a political master and an economic genius ruling over the greatest black country in the world. He's the leading, I say it without reservation, he's the leading candidate amongst the next generation of politicians coming up right now. These ones would fade, they would die away naturally, and he will be the leading candidate. If he plays the politics well, and I know he will play the politics well, he will be the president of Nigeria. And then I will be an old man looking to Nigeria and saying, this is where we were 30, 40, 50 years ago. Thank God we have this kind of person. That's the kind of person we need in Nigeria. Nigeria is a complex country. It's essentially an artificial state. It's just put together by some stupid Englishman in the name of Lord Lugard.
Are you glad for it, though? Are you glad for it that it created Nigeria? Are you glad that
who would be glad? Who would be glad when you have a country where people don't understand one another, where people discriminate the way we discriminate, where you go to another region and you feel like a foreigner? How would you be glad about that? The only all-welcoming state in Nigeria is Lagos State, because that's the gospel truth. That's what my forefathers used to tell us. You're welcome to Lagos. Everybody's free to do. But most states are not like that in Nigeria. So it's an artificial state. It's a false creation. There's nothing like Nigeria. Lord God did it for personal aggrandizement, and we're suffering for it today. So we need to be able to accept the fact that we're in a country where, by the way it's created, can and will never work. It did work to a limited degree in the past, but moving forward, I think this might just destroy whatever unity we had amongst us. I think Buhari has destroyed it.
Just going back to Soludo that you mentioned, Alexander. Do you
Yes.
think it is apt that Soludo's turn to be in 8 years' time, 4 or 8 years' time? because the needs of Nigeria at the moment, they are not suited to the strength of Soludo. Soludo can only really thrive in a country that is relatively stable, and then that is where his genius will really come to its fullest. But in the basket case that Buhari is about to hand over to whichever unfortunate wins 2023, I don't think Soludo is especially skilled to be carrying guns and chasing bandits in the forest. So does it need that sensitization, sanitization period to also give himself the opportunity to build up his credentials, so to have an antecedent that we can predicate our support on? So does it need that 8 years buffer so that in 8 years time the time will be ripe for him to fledge?
I don't know about 8 years. I know that the reason why these bandits are flourishing, for lack of a better word, is because they have a sympathizer in the president. Everybody knew, people in high places, people who understand the terrain, Nigerian terrain, knew that Buhari is a fundamentalist. He's a pure 105% Muslim. So he's hardcore. People in the upper echelon know that. So the reason why these people are flourishing is because we don't have the I'm looking for the word to use right now. We don't have the will to go after these people and flush them out. These people can be flushed out if you bring the necessary infrastructure in place or hire the necessary people, either from Israel or wherever you're hiring them from, in form of mercenaries. You flush them out. They're not sophisticated. They just have the best weapons in the world, but the operation is not sophisticated. And we've come to the conclusion, after realizing it for a long time, that you have Boko Haram and ISWAP supporters in government that go to report to them what's happening, and they are always ahead of the state. That's what the problem is. Once you get a new president who is not a sympathizer, I think that would die a natural death. We can't get worse than where we are right now. Buhari, you can't get a worse president than Buhari. So whoever is going to come in as the president of Nigeria is going to do much better than Buhari has done. He will turn the fortune of the country around a little bit, and we might be able to write off our debt a little bit. And then the next incoming president, after the one coming into 2023, will take us to the level we're supposed to be. And that will be a Soludo. I'm calling it early. I know Soludo is ready to be president. I know people want him to be president because the man is a genius. He's a genius economically. He has a first-class brain, and he's an administrator.
And it's tough enough as well for the space.
Yes,
you wouldn't say Peter Obi is tough.
He's a no-nonsense person.
We are seeing it in Anambra, the way he's not taking any prisoners.
Yeah, he's a no-nonsense person. Someone on the platform was talking about Akinwumi yesterday. You can't please. Akinwumi is a brilliant administrator, but don't mention Akinwumi and Soludo the same breath.
No.
You know, please don't do that. Akinwumi is brilliant. Don't get me wrong now, but Soludo can talk to the big boys wherever they think they are. I will put Soludo in the same league as Obama. That's how high I rate Soludo. I have a lot of respect for him, and I think we need people like that to govern over a country like Nigeria. Nigeria is too big and important a country for us to just treat it basal, like we say in Ghana. People just go into the national coffers and steal at the detriment of the people. Everybody now is an ashawo in Nigeria. There's no one that you won't offer money to and will not take because there's no money in the system. It's unfortunate. It's not
Brother
supposed to be like that.
Yeah. Brother Alessandra, good morning, sir.
Yeah. Money,
but I think with Akinwumi's CV now, particularly as the head of African Bank, I think he has his CV looks more stronger than that. Soludo now is an international man as well.
Can I come in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think what Alexander is saying is about toughness. Because when you look at both of them, you will see that Soludo is more tough than Akiwumi. He is not talking about
Akiwumi.
exactly.
I agree with you, Baba Kure, and that was how I understood it too. In terms of brilliance, they're probably equally as brilliant. But in terms of just stuff, and by the way, Soludo now, he has the advantage of actually administering a state.
Exactly. He has that executive. He has that executive power there. Yeah. So addition is good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's brilliant, but administratively, you can't put them in the same breath. We need a Soludo. We really do. I pray.
But
to
in the
God.
political hierarchy in Nigeria, minister is higher than the governor.
No. Governor is higher than the minister. Why are you saying that? Governor is a higher position than a minister.
Even higher than House of Rep. Why do you think all these people will go to finish House of Rep and then go and fight for the governorship of their state? Because they know the governor is bigger than them. Because
it's bigger. It is bigger, Jolly. Governor is bigger.
Is the chief executive officer. It's almost a president of that state. Is a chief executive officer.
Exactly.
We need to. In the final analysis,
it's just an administrator of a state. But minister,
an administrator.
Hold on. Is an administrator of a state, but minister oversees the whole of federation with respect to the ministry that they manage.
But Soludo has held a federal portfolio as well. Soludo has held a federal portfolio and performed, if not even better than additional. A more senior federal portfolio.
Yeah, much more senior.
I think Adanlego is wrong in some way, because when you're talking about states, governor control the whole state, control the Ministry of Education, control the Ministry of Health, control all the ministry you can talk about.
They can sign death penalties, governors.
When you're talking about minister of Health only control Ministry of Health in the whole federation.
And essentially, they don't make the final decision. They make a decision, and the president has to sign off on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Uncle Gomez. I've listened to you talk about Soludo, about him being the next president from the southeast, but I've been thinking about it every time you say it. I'm thinking what we call structure in Nigerian politics, has Soludo built that yet? Because fine, I understand what you're saying. If you look at it in terms of, okay, is he qualified? Does he has the criteria you expect from? Yeah, it does. But with the way Nigerian politics is being played, when you need that structure, when you need to mingle, when you need to associate with the northerners, the powerful politicians, has Soludo done that? And does he have a pathway he's following to doing that? I don't see him doing that yet.
You're asking a very good question. You have to understand that he's probably in the top 3 most respected administrators in Nigeria today. For him to be able to get to the level you're talking about is as easy as a cup of tea. People want him. They know the brilliance of the man. They would help him get to that point. Does he have it personally? He might not. But the big boss will put him there because the big boss knows what he's bringing to the table. That's the only way I can answer that question. Do you know what I mean?
Just to add on to hold on. Just to add on to Alexander Gomez's answer, I suspect that once Soludo has finished whatever it is that he's doing in Anambra State, he will migrate to a more senior party, which is the usual convention. He'll go to PDP, and then they will quickly shoot him up to the top.
Yeah. He's a brilliant man. He's an absolutely brilliant man. I mean, we need people like that. Nigeria is a complex place, and you need intelligent people. You don't need the Buharis of this world to rule over Nigeria, because they're just doing it for status purposes. You need someone who will sleep only 2 hours a day, manage the affairs of the country, so we can be where we are supposed to be. We're not there right now. We are the joke of the world right now, and it shouldn't be like that. But let me let you continue with your show, woman.
Yeah? Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Would you say, before you go, would you say it's the most exciting politician we have today, Soludo?
He's the most exciting politician we've had since Abiola. Yes.
Yes, I would agree. But I will add Obasanjo in that mix too. But that's just my personal.
Obasanjo was a brilliant president. People don't give him his kudos. Obasanjo is a detribalized Nigerian. If you know this man in person, he doesn't even look at you he will look at someone else before he looks at you as like a Yoruba man. It's not because he doesn't love you, but he doesn't want to come across and say, okay, I'm talking to you because you're Yoruba. He's detribalized. We need people like that. We need people like that. We need people to look at people and be able, like this guy said, this stupid man in Mina, Babangida, sit down with people and be able to talk their language, not speak their language, but talk their language. Be comfortable around them. Be able to relate to them. That's Obasanjo. Obasanjo, Jafar said it. Obasanjo will go to the north. He will behave like a northerner. He understands the culture. People love him. You don't want to go to a place as a president and you feel very uncomfortable. You go to Yoruba land, you feel uncomfortable, like, oh, where am I?
You saw Buhari in Igbo land. Look at he
was uncomfortable.
He couldn't wait to live there, and they couldn't wait to see the back of him.
You don't need people like that. You don't need people like that. And that's why some people have the effrontery to turn around and say Obasanjo is an Igbo man. Obasanjo is an Negba man from Owu. Please don't give him a title that is not his. Is that he might be detribalized. He might have a soft spot for the Igbo people.
Uncle Gomez, Gomez, please, before you go, all right,
man. Let me let you continue your show. I'm taking over.
I think Dean has one more for you. Yeah.
I want to say something. Yeah, I understand what you said about Obasanjo being detribalized and all that. But are you not thinking we are giving him more credit because of the failures in which we've had after him? I don't think he has done that much too. Because if you look at Southwest, even Otta, the road to his own farm is in a poor state, even as we speak. So I think we are just using the yardstick of the people that have come after him, the predecessors after him.
DOG, let me stop you. Let me stop you in your tracks right now. If you think we overrated him, then I think you don't appreciate the fact that he's the most respected African politician anywhere in the world. Obasanjo is the most respected African politician.
Not Nigerian.
Anywhere in the world.
Not Nigerian, African.
I agree with that.
African, anywhere in the world. They're giving his respect.
That's because they know that he's been a good head of state, a good president, and we just don't appreciate him. But let me let you go.
Okay. All right, thank you. I just want to bring that point to you. I feel in terms of performance, fine, the way Obasanjo carried himself, the things he did, how he was detribalized and all that, yeah, kudos to him. But when we talk about performance in what he achieved while he was president, which I think we should talk about too.
Okay, let's talk about that. When Obasanjo came in, Nigeria, I think Nigeria had about $2 billion in the economy, dollars. The Abacha's gang, they were just stealing and stealing and stealing. So they are stealing the country completely dry. He came from prison into the country. He was able to, through his international connections, source funds to steady up the country. He was able to pay off the country's debt, factor it out, and clear the country's debt completely. Nigeria had zero debt when he handed over to Yar'Adua. He opened up, he liberalized the economy, and the media spaces took off. He introduced GSM to Nigeria. All of these things, from coming off from a completely wrecked country that Abacha gave him, to landing it a debt-free country with growth in the electricity that Nigeria is still contending with today. The turbines that Obasanjo bought that would have electrified Nigeria, they're still at the port as we speak.
One man, can I comment briefly?
Yeah, come in.
To buttress your point, there is one particular part that we left out of Obasanjo achievement. We are not really praising him because he is also a little bit corrupt, or I can say at least corrupt in his own way. But we cannot shy away from what he did when he was there. You mentioned GSM, internet. There was nothing of such before Obasanjo came. And one of the significant things that Obasanjo did is increasing the salary of teachers from 600 naira. You can imagine a teacher receiving 600 naira before Obasanjo came to power. And at that time, you can imagine how many primary school teachers bought vehicles which they didn't even dream of buying in the next 10 years before that very time. That is why you see, when you see people driving on the road, you say, oh, that is Obasanjo. Or when you see people driving on the road, you say, oh, that's Obasanjo. Because people were able to buy vehicle at that time. Those who cannot even afford it. So
another thing they also introduced, Baba Kure, all of the stellar names that we talk about in Nigeria today, he introduced them. Akinwumi Adesina that we were just talking about then, he introduced him. Soludo that we are saying we want to be president, he introduced him. Madam Ngozi, that is now the head of the World Bank, he introduced him. He introduced the EFCC and he fought the Abacha recovery. He initiated that whole process. He introduced the EFCC. He introduced all of this within an 8-year administration, coming from a wrecked country to the country that he handed over to Yar'Adua. He did an exceptional job. Exceptional.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. With all these points, yeah.
All right.
Like you said, Baba Kura said, the salary of workers now, the minimum wage was 1,005, increased it to 3,005. And the dollar and the how much the crude oil, when it came in then, was $17 per barrel. They didn't even enjoy so much. I mean, it's under his administration, the crude oil was not too high, and was able to manage the economy well. Unlike this administration that are giving excuse every time. Oh, look at the price of crude oil. When we came in, the price was low. We don't have enough revenue. The crude oil price when Obasanjo came into government was $17 per barrel for some years, and it was able to increase the salary of workers across the country. It was able to do a lot of things. So, but Nigeria,
so from that, Baba Kure, to where we are now, we thank God for being us alive. So from that to this,
we really thank God. We might not be able to feed ourselves. At least we drink our gari.
Yeah,
that's what we can afford, at least with our kulikuli, and we are still alive. We have not been killed by Boko Haram or insurgency, or we have not been kidnapped. So, and we have not been involved in a road trap that we have back in Nigeria. So, where we have anything to thank God for.
My God, it's quite.
That guy. Some people can't even afford it right now. Honestly.
And by the way, that guy is going to be a minister in 8 years' time, because they've told me he's a graduate. We thank God. He will be a minister in 8 years' time.
You forgot our House of Rep member. The economy is like this.
It's shaking like this, and it's shaking like this. Oh God.
Anyway, let's just forget about that. That's not our mother language. So, well, Buhari has done wonderfully well for Nigeria, and that is why we are where we are today. Let me talk like Oshibanjo. So, so that is why you see the country so divided, and that is why you see a lot of people are kicking against Tinubu and Shetima ticket. It's not that people cannot really trust themselves or that intolerance. It's not, but the way. Have you ever heard before that because somebody blasphemed and they burned that person alive? Have you ever heard that? I never heard that on this administration. Do you know how many people they burned alive? I'm very sorry. Let me that word is.
And the Deborah something.
Exactly.
Quickly after the Deborah, we had another incident.
Another one.
Yeah.
So like that, we never expressed all this thing before, until when this man came. So that is why you are seeing backlash kicking against issue of Muslim ticket. It's not that people really have problem with having Muslim ticket, but what will happen if this thing is happening right now when we have a vice president as a Christian? What will happen when we have Muslim as the people in the power
Yeah,
in
but
the
Oshibanjo has not slowed down or stopped anything now. He has not done anything to defend the Christian faith.
we that is we understand all that, and that is why we are saying we still have representative there, right? And this thing is happening. What will happen if we don't even have anybody there? We know that he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
What
but
we have
doesn't that tells us it doesn't matter what religion we is there, is what the people there are willing to do, right, regardless of their religion. Because Osibanjo is a pastor. I didn't even think he just came out and said, oh, it was barbaric what they did to Deborah. They didn't make any move. He didn't follow it up.
And he waited for Buhari to speak before he spoke.
before so it is anyway. God will lead us anyway. That's what I will say.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Baba Kure. So
Or,
thank you,
or, may
Baba
I,
Kure.
or may I say, God will lead us.
Yeah, God's will lead us. So we have to learn their language now, since they have, my God, man, when you think about it, you want to bang your head against the table. You want to bang your head. Because I say it in jest, but it's actually in reality. That guy, by virtue of claiming to be a graduate, he will be a minister because they don't have too many educated people. We thanks God for giving us a life. He
Yeah.
will be a minister now because the minister of power, some guy, he told us that the value exchange in the energy space. He was talking about the value chain because he's been hearing Fashola, who was the previous minister of power, say value chain, and he thought that was a clever technical term. And he claims to be an engineer. He said, "Oh, the value exchange in the energy space." I heard it and I thought, "Oh, maybe he misspoke." And then he went on again, the value exchange, not value chain is what. Oh my God, man, we're doomed. We're doomed. So sorry, Baba Akure, but man, when you think about it, you just don't know where to think.
Well, like Alexander said, I don't know the message he sent to you anyway, but I want to believe that he sent something to you that has to do with the construction of one of the professor. Like I said, like I,
Actually, before you run your comment, let me give you what he said, and then let me give you what he sent to me. Alexander, I'm sure you're happy for me to share this. It's not anything private or personal. Let me give it to you, and then you can give a very brief commentary on it. Then I'll go on to Thomas. This is what Alexander sent me a few days ago. So it's just the alarming state of the Nigerian education. A cry of a university lecturer. Dear secondary school teachers and school owners, please help the students and public by ensuring that students in your school write examinations by themselves and merit the grades they brandish on their SSCE results. We are tired of seeing students with A1 in mathematics but cannot resolve the smallest fraction. A student with distinction in biology, physics, and chemistry, but knows next to nothing about amoeba, chemical reaction, or energy conversion. I had to ask some year one students to look for a tutorial teacher to help them with GS3 and SS1 mathematics yesterday. The whole 16 of them in my engineering class with excellent SSCE results are visibly confused at the sight of any arithmetic work. Their last semester performance betrayed the several A's, A1s, and B3s in on the WAEC or NECO results they proudly exhibit. These students you help to acquire grades they can't defend are usually frustrated in the ivory tower. You give them false sense of achievement, which they can neither defend or live up to. Please save them a voyage of pain and regret in the future by ensuring they are well tutored and allowed to prepare and write their examinations unaided. So there it is right there.
Woman, this just reminds me of when we are defending our project back in uni days. Now this guy, I didn't know how he even put up the project, but to even defend what they've done, he has not even read anything in whoever gave it to him. This guy was ashamed, and it got to a point the lecturer had to ask him, "What do you want to do after leaving uni?" So and it is sad, and I think it's the state of the country itself. Most people just go to school now for the sake of wanting to. You have to go to school. Their mind is not what they are doing at school. And it's the state of the country and how the educational system has gone. If you go to the secondary schools, primary schools in Nigeria that don't have chairs and desks in the classroom. And teachers now, all they do is go to their staff room, sell Ankara and Gary and whatever to themselves.
And send the children to go and buy them
or two from somewhere, So it's sad, man. So I'm not surprised. When I went to do my interview to come to the UK in 2010, I remember the guy that interviewed me told me he just interviewed a guy now, and the guy didn't even know the name of the school he was going to in the UK. Imagine, how can you put on for admission? You got the admission, and they ask you for the name of the uni you are going to, and you don't even know it. So it's sad.
The system is completely destroyed.
We'll be talking about the grades in Nigeria since all this while. When I was back in Nigeria and I sat for my WAEC and GC, I did it at least 2-3 times before I even got something out. But when you see kids these days now, you'll be so surprised when you will now remember that when I was at school. So does it mean that I didn't even know what was going on? Does it mean that the question they gave me was too hard? Because you see young kids now, you will see A1. For you to even see anybody that we have to go back to retake their exam now, it is very slim.
There is shortcuts, too many shortcuts.
We talked about it, I think, Baba Akure once upon a time, and we were saying, is it that these kids are getting brighter or the exams are getting easier? According to the universities, they are not getting brighter.
Apart from all that, what I can deduce from this is that they just pay somebody to sit down. To write the exam for them, or they pay a teacher and the teacher just write whatever they want to write and bring it to them, and they exchange the paper, or they write the question, they write the answer on the board for them, and they just jot it in their book.
Baba, I don't know whether in your days, whether you have places they call special center. There are places now for WAEC and they call special center, and people go there and they will give you expo now. People will sit down and just Xerox it, paste and copy it, and they submit it, and they pass. That's how they pass it. So how do you expect them to now perform when they move to the university? They won't perform because they can't even apply.
Baba Akure, they say it's more difficult to get into university than to go through university, because some people they could just coast through. You get people to write your assignments, you cheat at the exams, you smoke and drink all the way through, and you come out at the other side.
Yeah, that is Nigeria education for you anyway. And somebody just mentioned that they sent students an errand, and we cannot really blame a teacher alone or student alone, because even government is not even doing anything. You can imagine when you didn't even pay your teacher, how do you want them to teach the student? They will just, some of them just go on their businesses, and then they just bribe their principal, and the principal just takes part of it. It is what I heard anyway. I'm not making it up. I have heard a lot of teachers, they will not even stay in the school. What they will do is that they just make arrangements with their principal. Then when the salary comes, they just take their own share out of their salary and they give the rest back to the teacher. Why they even come to class? So these are the things that is going on. But we praise to God that He helps us.
That's it. Baba Kure, thank you. Let me acknowledge the super chats that have been coming in. Then I'll go on to Thomas. So Baba T, of course, not Baba T. Why am I calling you Baba T? I think it's you know, I see people in characters. So I see Kulata along the same character as Baba T. So Kulata super chats to say Obasanjo has been the best president bar none. That was to that Obasanjo narrative that we were having earlier on. And then Albi joins him in the super chats to say when we were talking about Obasanjo's achievements, and I was saying that Obasanjo, and thank you for verifying what I said, by the way. When I was saying that Obasanjo had actually bought the turbines to power up Nigeria, even as far back as 2007, and is sitting in the port. I says Fashola did acknowledge those unused, unutilized turbines. So that's to verify what I said. Fashola did acknowledge those unutilized turbines. So a lot of people complain. Thank you for the super chat, RB. A lot of people complain about Obasanjo seeking a third term. I regret that it did not succeed, because if you know, they complain. I regret that it did not succeed if he was seeking it. If we ask a president for life, it should be Obasanjo. Kulata continues with the super chat. It says the issue of ethnic manipulation of religion. The issue is ethnic manipulation of religion. So I think that is to a conversation that super chat was pertinent to. So thank you for the super chats, the people that have done that. So let me go on from you, Baba Akure, to Thomas. Thomas, are you there? All right, we don't have Thomas. So let's go to Water, otherwise known as Fidel. So Water, are you there? This is your Water name, man. It's a bit I don't know. Yeah. All right. So to you,
man, it's not Water, it's Woto.
Is it Woto or Water?
Yeah,
Woto. All right.
When somebody shout like parrots.
All right. Woto. So there it is. Baba Akure, as Akure as he is Ghanaian. So there it is right there. So Muslim ticket APC's best victory combination. That's the national chairman, Alpha Abdullahi Adamu. So what are you then making then? Fait accompli. I think pretty much the decision has been made, and the party is pleased with the decision, because you have to know that the preponderance in APC is Muslim anyway. So Abdullahi Adamu says this is their best combination for victory, and he assures that victory will be theirs. What do you think then emboldens this the looter from the north?
Well, Abdullahi is right, because from the permutation that I've been trying to get, Muslim is the best choice for Tinubu, because we all know that Tinubu is not they don't see Tinubu as a Muslim. As a matter of fact, I'm from Ogun State, but I remember when I used to go to mosque, and all these Hausa come to our mosque, they don't really see us as a we Muslim. They see us like a Yoruba man. They don't really see us as a Muslim. They believe they are more Muslim than we Yoruba Muslim. So the main thing for him to do is to pick a northern we Muslim. That's how he can get vote from the core northerners. So I think the best permutation for him is to shoot a real Muslim, which he does. So I think he's gonna win the presidency with the permutation, because
I think he's going to win the presidency. In fact, there's nothing that tells me that he won't. There's nothing, because he will win. No doubt.
Roman, let's look at it from this side. We know that Christians are the minority in the north, and let's come to the south. Southeast, Tinubu know that Southeast are not going to vote for him. He know that, sure. He can only get maybe 25% from Southeast. So for him to shoot a real Muslim from north, that means he's gonna divide article vote in the north. Then he can win. Once he wins the southwest is sure for him. So that will give him the presidency. So it's starting.
All right. But it's just for the purposes of keeping hope alive that we're still discussing. There's no equivocation. Tinubu is going to be the next president. Absolutely. Everything that you look at in politics tells you that he will be. But we have to continue to pander to people's sensibilities. But to the sensibilities now, Peter Obi sends message to obedience after Labour Party's poor outing in Osun State. So he's trying to hide under that easy to go to space that is only 3 weeks or so in Labour Party, and that is not a reflection of the momentum that they are gathering. But it's a test of that momentum, though, and the writer of this piece describes it as a dismal. So a dismal performance in Osun State, but he's excusing that he's just new to the job. What are you making then of his excuses, but the drum beats that we're hearing are from his followers?
Well, the funniest thing is that even Obi knows that he can't win the presidency. So he knows that, because I remember during the Osun election, I have a lot of friends that we finished from Unilag together and they live in Osun. I have almost 5 of them told me that they said their votes. APC was sharing 30,000. PDP was sharing 30,000, 40,000. And 5 of them, they sold their votes. And all these people I'm telling you, they are around 20, 30 years old. So this momentum is not, I don't really believe in this momentum. If Obi is relying on Nigeria youth, he's a gunner. So this momentum is just to cash cruise.
Okay, to the space. Water to the
So
space.
you are saying that Nigerian youth are not reliable.
Have they ever been?
When it comes to election in Nigeria, they are not reliable. I'm telling you, this my friend. He sold his vote 30,000. He said APC was sharing. He was living in Ede, and APC was sharing 30,000 in Ede because Ede is Adeleke is strong good. So they want to beat Adeleke in Ede. So they were sharing 30,000 in that local government, Ede local government. But other local government, they were sharing 10,000, 15,000.
In this election just gone.
Yes, in this election.
You see?
That is Osun State. When it comes to the big city like Lagos and other big city, what are we going to see?
Exactly. Can you imagine? That means they will be sharing around 50,000 per person for vote.
Our boys here, once up our boys
it's not about one run. Some people have not eaten, so it's hard for some people to
our
eat.
boys
DOG, these people are not actually after that money for it, They are after because I think Solly said something that was pertinent a few days ago. It was saying the problem of the Nigerian youth is they want to catch cruise, is how we described it, above everything else. So that 50K is a good time at the bar, is taking that girl on a date, is being big boy for at least a few hours. That is what these people, they don't care about food now.
It's One man. Back in Nigeria, before I left Nigeria, you see, people leave their house because people are jobless. A lot of people are jobless. That's why I say it's still hunger. A lot of people shower in the evening with not 5 naira in their pockets and walk to a bar because they know some people will still buy them a couple of bottles. And that is the state that country is. It's even worse now because people are jobless. So if you offer them 50,000, some people that has a job don't even earn 20,000 in a month. So they are offering you 20,000 cash. People will take it and vote, regardless of what they do the money. To me, it's still hunger. Hunger of maybe beer, hunger of food, hunger of whatever, clothes, whatever they are hungry of. That's why they are taking the money. If you are okay and you look at what will 50,000 do for you, maybe in your account you have money and you earn your salary, you probably still get paid next week. You won't be thinking of taking that such money and be voting, casting your vote for the wrong person when you already know. But people just want to survive. And that is why we can't even have a vote. People will survive in any easiest means in Nigeria. People don't want to ignore things and,
Let me give you an example, woman.
Excuses, yes.
Like in 2019, I remember me and my friends, we concluded that we are not going to vote for APC or PDP. I was actually like that time. Do you know that most of Nigerian voters, they don't even know who they are going to vote until they get to that polling booth? So I remember 4 of my friends, when we got to the polling booth, we decided that we are not going to. No, we have been talking about it, that we are not going to vote for APC or PDP, that we are going to vote for Showore. But when we got to that polling booth and we see all these APC, PDP agents, my guys, they collected 20,000, all of them, and they vote APC. So most of all these youths that they were shouting up and down, I'm just looking at them. On election day, they will take money and vote for APC or PDP.
Definitely.
But
That's why I said earlier. Oh, sorry, hold on. Sorry.
yeah. So that's it. That's the reality of it. So and that is the reality that played out in Osun State. That's the reality that played out that's the reality that played out in Ekiti State, and almost certainly the reality that will play out in February. We play money politics in Nigeria. That's just it. We play money politics. But I thank you, Watowoto. For reasons of time, let me go on to Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, let me take you to the space. The APC national chairman been put in the position to assert that that they are not going to disqualify Tinubu. And why is he doing this? PDP has instituted a lawsuit inviting the courts to force INEC to disqualify and delete the names of Tinubu and Peter Obi for reasons of them substituting their running mates. So they couldn't have done that if the law facilitates for it. And so what exactly is in play here? I am confused. Ajanle Koko, what do you reckon is in play, this lawsuit by the PDP?
Yeah, thank you, woman. Good morning, afternoon, evening to everybody, wherever you are around the world. Please click on the like button, share, and subscribe if you have not done so. Hey, woman, PDP is just chasing shadow with that lawsuit. They are acting like they are mischievous with what they are, this legal suit they are pursuing. The new electoral law allow this is it candidate placement, or how did they say it? It allows it.
Yeah, placeholder.
Placeholder. Yeah, the new electoral law allows it. And even as it is now, those that are fully, what do you call it? Those that are fully, those that are being selected as their vice president now, they can still opt out. If they can opt out voluntarily, if they believe, look, I don't want to be part of this, I want to go. They can opt out voluntarily on the head ground. If it's facing a head challenge that he believes, I don't want to continue, he can opt out on the basis of a head challenge. And if death took him away, he gives the presidential candidate to appoint another vice president. So I don't know what PDP is trying to achieve. Maybe they're just trying to, maybe they know better than us in the legal aspect of it that we don't know. But let's wait and see. But those of us that are just outside that doesn't know much about the law, but can read what is in the what the law says, but we don't know the technicality of it. The new electoral law allows placeholder. So that's my take on it. I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
All right. So we labored quite heavily on what the Labour Party what we are making of the Labour Party outing in Osun State. So Peter Obi, he somewhat in clever language, not being able to deny that it was an abysmal outing, let's not describe it as a categorical failure for reasons of being nice to people. But it was an abysmal outing, and he's hiding under the excuse then that is essentially new to the Labour Party, and this does not doubt their momentum. Actually, let me give you another real feel of what he said. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP for the 2023 elections, has sent a message to his supporters following the dismal performance of his party candidate, Lasson, in Saturday's OSUN governorship election. Obi sent the message to his supporters, popularly known as Obedience, in his congratulatory message to the winner of the election, Senator Adeleke. Obi, who also congratulated Labour Party candidates and running mates for a hard-fought battle and their spirit of resolve and sportsmanship despite the outcome. The presidential candidate, however, said the outcome of the election cannot be used to gauge the growing strength of the Labour Party, which is exactly what the outcome tells us. Obi added that while within a very short period of only a few weeks, the Labour Party has made its presence and political impact felt nationally, the obedience must strengthen collective resolves, not relent in our noble march to take back our country. So that is where he's hiding under. There's no equivocating that. And I was asking DOG if Obi gets any credit for the 2,700 votes that they scored in Osun State. DOG said he gets some, but I cannot see how I can give him any credit, because the candidate himself, Lasson, a former deputy speaker, he's strong enough of a candidate to even get those 2,700 without Peter Obi. So I cannot say that Peter Obi contributed one single vote to that guy. And this is a referendum on his much vaunted popularity and a dismal failure. But he tries to excuse it as being new on the job. So are you buying the excuses, Ajanleko?
You see, Peter Obi was sending that congratulatory message to the governorship elect and the candidate of the party. It's a good thing. I mean, it's trying to show that as a leader of Labour Party, is magnanimous in its thinking and in its way of reaching out to people. So congratulating the loser is a way of sending a message to obedient around the country that, well, don't give up. It's a struggle. We just started. We are just some few months or some week old in the party, but don't look at this result as if we have failed. Well, we can do better next time. That is the message that is sending that to Obedient. But he cannot exonerate himself from the failure as well, because it's their party that failed, and he's the leader of the party. So Tinubu, we cannot exonerate Tinubu from this failure as well, as APC failed. So we cannot exonerate him as well from the failure of the party. It's their party that failed, and he is the face of the party at the national level, and the person representing the party at the state level for the position of the governorship failed. So the party failed. All of them in the party, they failed as well. So he cannot exonerate himself. And this is what happened when people hurriedly jump into a new party that is not organized, that they don't know anything about it. They don't know the structure of the party. Who is that?
Oh, sorry.
They don't know the structure of the party. This is what happened. Lasson failed because it's in a party that is not structured. And according to the information, they don't even have agent in about 80% of the total polling booth in the state. They don't have agents to represent the party. So they don't have enough membership to even man the polling booth to place of voting. So it's a failure for all of them in that party. So nobody can exonerate himself. Obi cannot exonerate himself from that failure. So it's just their failure today does not mean that they cannot do better tomorrow or they cannot do better in other parts of the country. So they just have to see that, yes, they failed today. For them to do better, if they work hard, they can do better. Adeleke worked hard. They stole the election from him in 2019. They robbed him of his victory. They did everything. We saw it. But this guy never gave up. He came back strongly and defeated them. He defeated the APC in their stronghold in Oshogbo, that is the largest population, the largest vote comes out from there. It defeated, which is the stronghold of APC, defeated them there. There's another local government around there, that Oshogbo, that have a lot of people around there. It defeated them there as well. So Labour Party should learn from this, that failing today does not mean that you cannot pass tomorrow. So they have to accept their failure, that yes, they fail. Yes, we fail, but we will come back tomorrow. Yes.
Sorry, sir. I think even looking from
sorry,
all
hold
the...
on, Ajale, so don't DOJ, because I want to round off. I have to head off to do something, but I was just waiting for
just
Ajale.
I'll be quick, please. I want Ajaleko to just... I think Peter Obi too has been selfish with the way he has been campaigning, because it's more like he's campaigning for himself, forgetting that he has people representing the party in other places, which I think, if he, to the obedient people, if he is actually campaigning in the sense that, oh, we need to vote our people in the National Assembly and all that, I think it might have a little bit of effect on their results. But it's more like he's campaigning for him to be president alone most times. He's not actually buttressing the point that, oh, we need people in the House of Assembly, the election in Osun State, the election coming on, things like that too plays a part.
I agree with you. Yes. And it's in that respect that he's trying to exonerate himself as well, which is not fair. It's not fair for the party. It's showing that it's not even loyal to the party, because you are the leader of the party. Your party failed there. Accept that you failed, and then call on members across the country that, look, this is not a failure for us. It's not a total failure, but let us work hard so that we can come back strong in coming election. That's what you should tell them, not to say, oh, they cannot. So that's the way I see it, Woman.
All right, brilliant. Well put. So, Ajale Koko, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I have to head out to go do something, but we'll reconvene at the evening session when we have more time. Thank you, gentlemen, one and all, for your company.